Our next video for today for a measure of the center is to calculate the median. The median is the middle value. It is the value that is absolutely in the middle of your data set. There is a symbol that we use for the median. It is X with a little tilde for the symbol. We don't have a symbol that specifies the median for a sample or population, so it's just kind of used either way. Let's talk about the advantages for using the median. It is resistant to extreme values. We talked about how the mean is not resistant to extreme values because they are used in the calculation for the mean, so it is affected by those extreme values. But since the median is in the very middle of the value of all the data set, it is not affected by those extreme values on the high end or the low end. The disadvantage, however, is that it doesn't take in all the values into the calculation. All right, the steps to find the median is to first arrange your data in order from small to large. The second thing that you would do is to find the middle value. But it does depend on whether you have an even set of values or an odd set of values. So, if we have an odd set of values, there is only one number that is absolutely in the middle of your values. If you have an even set of value numbers, then you have to find the average of the two in the middle. So let's look at an example. So we have 5.4, 1.1, 0.42, 0.73, 0.48, 1.1, and 0.66. So following our steps, the first thing we would do is to arrange the data items in order from smallest to largest. So our smallest item is 0.42, then 0.48, then 0.66, then 0.73, then 1.1, 1.1, doesn't matter that it occurs more than once, and then 5.4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items, and since this is an odd number of data set, then we have one item that's in the middle, so the very middle item, 0.73, is the median. Now let's do another example. We have 5.4, 1.1, 0.42, 0.73, 0.48, and 1.1. Again, the very first thing we do is to arrange the data from smallest to largest. So we have 0.42, 0.48, 0.73, 1.1, 1.1, and 5.4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items this time. Because we have an even set of numbers, we have to look at the two values in the very middle. And we have to find the average of those two items. So we take 0.73 plus 1.1, add them together, and divide them by 2, because we're finding the average of those two, which would be 0.915, and so that is the median for that set of data. So again, to summarize the steps for finding the median, the first thing we do is to arrange the data in order from smallest to largest. That's a very important step. Sometimes we often forget to do that. We just jump in and find middle values without putting them in order first. So it is very important that we arrange them first. And then if we have an odd set of data items, then we have a very middle value, and it's easy to find the median. If we have an even set of values, then we have to take the two in the middle and find the average of those two in order to find the median. So again, the median is a very easy value to calculate, a very easy value to determine, but it is important that we determine what to do when we're trying to find it. All right, we can also have another little technique that we can use that's called the position technique to find the median, where we use a little formula called n plus 1 divided by 2. So we take the number of items in the data set, add 1 to it, and divide by 2. And that gives us the position to find the median. So if we go back and look at our examples here, we had 7 items in this first group. So 7 plus 1 divided by 2 tells us the fourth item is the position for the median. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would give us the median in that set of items. In the second group, we had 6 items in the data group. So 6 plus 1 is 7, divided by 2 is 3.5. And so that is telling us to use the third and fourth items and find the average, just like we did to find the median. And so if it comes out to be a decimal, we combine the two to find the median. So even using the position technique, where we do the number of items plus 1 divided by 2, we can still find the median for the position. Now, let's look at finding the median in a frequency distribution. So if we go back and look at our earlier examples that we used when trying to find the mean, just to relook at that set of data, we had x and the frequency. So we had 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the frequency 2, 1, 3, 12, 16, and 18. We don't have to worry as much about the frequency times the x in order to find the median. What we really need to look at is the total here. That total frequency was 52, which is an even number. So we are going to take that position, 52, and if we took half of it, that would tell us that that would be 26. So the 26th and 27th item. So if we follow down in the frequency, 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 3 more is 6, plus 12 is 18, plus 16 puts us into the 26th item. So the 26th item falls into this group. So that tells us that the median, which falls into that group, the 26th and 27th item both fall into that group. So the median would be 4. Even if it was a grouped item like our 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15, and 16 through 20. And we had our midpoints, 3, 8, 13, and 18 for our data items. And our frequency, 130, 250, 230, and 180. That frequency total was 790. Again, we would take half of that frequency amount, which would be 395. Where does the 395th item fall? 130 plus 250 would be 380, and so the 395th item would fall in this group, and so the midpoint is 13, and so that means the median is 13 because it falls in that category. And so that is how we would find the median in frequency distributions.